What is up, people? Welcome back to another episode of JK Sports. I wanted to do my final mock, and I am not confident about it whatsoever, as no one should be. No one is ever really accurate with these things. The only thing I'm confident about is Winston going first. So let's just head into it. Winston first to Tampa Bay. Number 2, I'm going to stick with Mariota going second, whether it's Tennessee. I think Tennessee does want someone to give them a hefty package the way St. Louis got one from Washington for RG3. But if no one wants to give him that, I think they should end up going with Mariota. I'm much higher on him than Keenan is, obviously. Third, Jacksonville, I have them going with Amari Cooper. There's a lot of rumors going out that they're trying not to let on that they're high on Cooper, though. You know, the week of the draft, a lot of stupid rumors come out that teams want out there, so people will trade up. So who knows if that's true, but that's just what I heard. And also, it's not a bad fit. I mean, Jacksonville has a lot of good young wide receivers. Allen Robinson, Marquise Lee, Allen Hurns, but none of them are true number one, in my opinion. I think they're all number twos at best, and you have 3 of them. That's pretty good. But I think Cooper or Kevin White would make a lot of sense and do have number 1 potential. But I am a big fan of Allen Robinson. Number 4, Leonard Williams. I know I've had Kevin White there in my last few mocks, and I know that's a popular pick. But I also heard rumors that Oakland is really interested in Williams if he does fall, and that would be huge because, in my opinion, he's the best player in the draft. Winston has, obviously, at quarterback, that's the guy you take, but especially Tampa Bay when you don't really have one. Though Mike Glennon is underrated, in my opinion. That would be a great pick for Oakland. Washington, I have them going with Dante Fowler. Remember, they didn't re-sign Orakpo, went to Tennessee. They need someone to be across from Kerrigan. I think Fowler is maybe the safest pass rusher. Or maybe Beasley. Fowler has higher upside, in my opinion. Next, I have the Jets taking Vic Beasley. A lot of people up and down on Beasley. Some people say he probably go middle of the first, but Fowler and Beasley, I think, are the safest bets for pass rusher. He's not a one-year wonder. He's done it. At least the last 2 years, he's been a beast. A lot of people were surprised he didn't come out last year. So I think, and especially with Todd Bowles, he likes to blitz a lot. I imagine the Jets are going to lead the league in blitzes. And right now, they don't really have any edge rushers that you're really scared about. Maybe Copels, he's been getting better every year, but I think at least put someone across from him. Calvin Pace is really old, though he did have a good year last year. Chicago, I have them going with Kevin White. I think that'd be huge. The best player available, in my opinion, Julio Jones type wide receiver. Though I think Jones's on-field speed is a little more apparent than White's. Though White can blow the roof off of the secondary. But I think on those screens, Julio looks a little faster and he's stronger, in my opinion. Atlanta, I have them going with Bud Dupree. Of course, Dupree, this is higher than where I've had him, but with all the problems that Shane Ray and Randy Gregory have been getting into, I think Dupree might be the safest without all the extra stuff. And plus, he has some high upside. He's a big dude and athletic. So I think, and they need a rusher. So Dupree there. New York Giants next. I have them going with Brandon Scherff. They always go BPA. I think him or maybe Parker or Shelton. Those are all would fit right there. Maybe Shane Ray, but I think Ray will drop a little more. Scherff, best offensive lineman in the draft. St. Louis, I have them going with Devontae Parker, another number 1 potential wide receiver. Big dude. Unfortunately, that takes away from Teddy Bridgewater linking up with his buddy again. But St. Louis also has a good stable of wide receivers, but none that I think can be a number one. Maybe quick, but I'm not sure. Parker is a good bet in my opinion. Minnesota, I'm going to go with Trey Waynes, cornerback out of Michigan State. Just Marcus Peters, Trey Waynes, it's Kevin Johnson, whoever you're into, whatever system you're running. It just depends on who you like. Waynes and Peters, I think, are interchangeable for the top corner in the draft. Some people have Kevin Johnson, and I think that'll help them out there. They may go offensive line or offense. I don't know. Cleveland, I have them going with Danny Shelton, defensive tackle out of Washington. Big upside on him. I think he's the best player available at that point. I actually like him more than a lot of the people I've picked, but I haven't seen the fit outside of there. New Orleans, this one I'm probably going to get a lot of crap for. I have Todd Gurley going there. I don't really like running backs in the first round, but Gurley may be worth it. And in the top half, it's a little hard to put him there, but there's just been a lot of buzz surrounding Gurley. Even the Jets may be trading back for him. I don't know about that. I don't think that'd be very smart. But there's rumors that New Orleans is stepping away from the heavy passing game that they've been doing the past few years and try to go more run heavy and try to ramp up the defense. So if they're going to go run heavy, you got to go with Gurley. He'll immediately start. If he's healthy, he'll step right into that starting role. Next, I've always had trouble placing what Miami's going to go with, but since now that it came out that Deion Jordan's now suspended for the year for another substance, I don't know, he failed the drug test. So here I have them going with Shane Ray. I don't know if they want to go with a dude who just got busted with some marijuana, but I think he's the best player, talent-wise, that's left on the board. He has maybe the best first step out of all the pass rushers. I think he could fall even further, honestly, but yeah, I have Shane Ray there who can step into that Deion Jordan role, who's been a bust to this point, let's be honest. Next, San Francisco, I have Marcus Peters. Remember, they lost both corners this offseason, and they did sign someone. Again, I can't remember who it was, but they still need a corner. I could see also Eric Armstead going there, and just in case, or not even just in case, just because he's one of the best players available to fill in for that Justin Smith role if he retires. Houston, again, another one that I'm not sure. I really like La'el Collins there, but again, it came out that he's now being looked at for the murder of his ex-girlfriend. So yeah, unless something comes out that he's completely vindicated in the next 2 days, he might go in for a severe drop. If not drafted altogether, because that's pretty big, obviously. San Diego, again, another dude who I have no idea where he's going to go, Randy Gregory, with the failed drug test and the multiple injuries. And that's another thing with Shane Ray. He's got a foot injury that some people are worried about. So Gregory and Ray can really drop. I just don't know where they're going to end up. But San Diego needs a pass rusher. Now some guys that I haven't really had in the first round. Oh, Dorsett I have. Kansas City, I have them going with Brashad Perryman, wide receiver out of UCF. Fast, and he's like 220. He ran like the 4.2s, I believe, at his pro day. A lot of people fall in love with those measurables and the 40 time, and I think Kansas City would be good to put someone opposite of Macklin. Maybe they can get a touchdown thrown to a wide receiver this year. Cleveland, I have them going with Philip Dorsett, wide receiver out of Miami. A lot of people think that's high, and it kind of is, but honestly, he was underused at Miami. He always is a productive and reliable wide receiver, on top of being the fastest wide receiver in the draft. You can't teach that speed. I think he can be like a what's his name? The Baltimore wide receiver who went to San Francisco. Oh my God, Torrey Smith, of course. And and they do need wide receivers. They have Dwayne Bowe and Brian Hartline. That's not scaring anyone. Philadelphia, I have them going with Byron Jones, another guy who made a huge leap in my mock. He may have the biggest potential out of all the corners. And Philadelphia is corner needy even while signing, again, names failing me, Byron Maxwell. Cincinnati, they don't have a huge need, but their tackles are in their left and right tackle, I believe, are in the last year of their deal. So I have them going with Eric Flowers, right tackle out of Miami. I think he has the biggest potential out of any offensive lineman in the draft. He's young, and he's a mauler. I think you can put him at right tackle, and you're fine for the next decade. Left tackle might be a little shaky. He did have a lot of trouble with Randy Gregory when Miami played Nebraska early in the year. Pittsburgh, definitely corner needy, but they're also safety needy now that Polamalu retired. And there's no better safety in this draft by far than Landon Collins, who just has really no weakness, no apparent weakness to me at least. And I think he would fit right in, and that would just be a perfect situation for him. Detroit, I have Malcolm Brown out of the defensive tackle out of Texas. He can rush the passer, he can stop the run, and remember Detroit lost Sue and Fairley this offseason. They did get Nada in a trade. But obviously, they're starting 2 defensive tackles. If they're running the same system that I believe they are, they do have 2 defensive tackles starting. Arizona, I have them going with Eric Armstead. Remember that they lost Darnell Dockett, and I think he is that kind of type. He's actually more like a Calais Campbell, like I've said a million times in these mocks. I just love that fit so much that I'm just going to keep him going there. Carolina, I have them, they definitely need offensive tackle, and I have them going with Andrews Pete out of Stanford. They actually have a few dire needs in my opinion, but none more than offensive tackle. And Pete is another guy who I haven't had in my mocks. I'm not that high on him, but it seems like he's going to go higher than I have him, so I put him up there. Baltimore, always go BPA. And in that instance, BPA does meet need, and I have them going with Kevin Johnson, cornerback out of Wake Forest. Like I said, a lot of people think he may be the best. Baltimore definitely need corners, so that's just a perfect situation for them. Dallas, I have them going with Melvin Gordon, running back out of Wisconsin, the second best running back, a lot of people believe, behind Gurley. Dallas only has Darren McFadden, really. So they also have that running back out of Oklahoma State. I forgot his name, but Melvin Gordon, again, walks into that starting role. He could go with Eddie Goldman here. That would make a lot of sense too, but I think if you're going to go BPA, and you definitely need a running back, you can't roll into the season with McFadden. That's just, no. So, especially after you had Darren, what's his name? Arguably the best running back last year, DeMarco Murray. This severe drop-off in talent between Murray and McFadden. Denver, I have them going with Cameron Irving. I think this is another perfect fit. Denver does have some needs along the offensive line, and Irving can fill in all 5 positions. I don't think he can fill in at left tackle so great, but he can do it in a pinch. He'll be an amazing center right off the bat, but if you want to put him at guard, he'll do that too. Indianapolis, 29. I have them going with Eddie Goldman, defensive tackle out of FSU. They got to go defense, I think. Maybe offensive line if someone drops to them, but I think Goldman would be a good pick there. 30. This is another one that I'm not so sure about. Green Bay, I have them going with Eric Kendricks, inside linebacker of UCLA. Remember, Kendricks averaged double-digit tackles a game. That's ridiculous. And Green Bay lost A.J. Hawk and Brad Jones this offseason. Had to move Clay Matthews in at inside linebacker. I think Kendricks may be a little bit undersized, but there's no questioning his play. So I think it could be Kendricks, could be Perryman, could be McKendry, Paul Dawson, Shaq Thompson, whoever you feel comfortable with. Thompson won't fit this defense, not as a linebacker in my opinion. New Orleans, I have them going with Dorial Green-Beckham. A lot of off-the-field issues is why I have him dropping here. Does have the talent to maybe be the best wide receiver in the draft. And remember they traded Jimmy Graham. They need a big target. Colston's on the wrong side of 30. And I think Dorial Green-Beckham matched up with Brandon Cooks is a great combo. I think that would be another perfect match. And then New England, I have them going with Jalen Collins. I think he's the best corner available and one of the best players available, along with like TJ Clemmings or whoever. But they'll go best player available. And unfortunately, in my mock at least, you got Peters, Waynes, Byron Jones, Kevin Johnson that are all gone at that point. So Jalen Collins is the best available, and he is a fringe first-round prospect, so it's not a big reach. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. There's just so many moving parts here. Someone trade for Mariota, and that'll just blow the whole thing up, depending on where. If he doesn't get taken at second, this is all garbage. But and there's always so many trades in the first round. Who knows where Gregory or Shane Ray is gonna go. Yeah, I also had a 2-round mock, but those things go so long that I didn't want to have another 30+ minute video that no one will watch. So maybe I'll link it to my blog and you can see it written. Or yeah, I think that'll be it. Maybe if I do it, I don't know. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. Get ready to get this thing's gonna be nothing even close to what's actually gonna happen Thursday night. But yeah, that's just my opinion. All right, see you guys. Remember, like, subscribe if you want. Later.